All right, so the New York Rangers win 5-1 over the Anaheim Ducks in game 28 of the regular season. What a what a better effort for the most part. There's good, there was bad in this game. Uh Kind of is what it is. The thing that is the most important though is that the Rangers were the better team in this game tonight. That's for sure. The Rangers, no doubt, were the better team, which is what you're supposed to do against a horrible, horrible Anaheim Ducks team. But yeah, definitely just a better effort all around. Just a better effort all around. Would I have liked for them to have played a better period defensively in the second? Yeah, but I don't know. Like that's really the biggest negative that we'll talk about with this one is their defense in the second period being horrendous. But outside of that, there's really a lot of positives. Chris Kreider, who ends up breaking records tonight for the New York Rangers franchise. Jonathan Quick looked very good, stood on his head, and was up for the task when the Rangers played piss poor defense in front of him in that period, that second period, that is. And as well as Adam Edstrom being one of the bigger stories in this one. Didn't know he was going to play. 3 hours before puck drop, he gets officially called up from Hartford. Doesn't take a rookie lap tonight as well. And I would know I was there, and I think in the post game they talked about it. But yeah, Adam Edstrom did not go out for, or he did go out for warm-ups, but he didn't participate in warm-up rushes either. And then Nick Bonino said, yeah, you're going to go into the game. And Adam Edstrom, boy, was he out for the task. He was really, really good in this game. Adam Edstrom, we'll talk more about him. He was so good in this game. And if he plays like that against Boston, because you got to assume that he's going to get the next game, unless Nick Bonino's feeling better for tomorrow, I would just let Bonino rest, honestly, even more, and make sure he's fully ready to go. Even though it's just an illness, I would do that either way because Adam Edstrom played that good that he deserves a second chance in the lineup. He was so good. He was so good. But we'll break down the game. We'll talk about everything. Before we do, leave a like on the post-game show here if you have not already. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live on the channel here. And I appreciate all of our members, all of our donators, and any type of support I appreciate. I appreciate all the support that you guys give. But let's talk about this game because this was a game of just a lot of up and down. A lot of up and down at points. So first period, the Rangers opened up for the most part, like very, very respectfully good. Gustafsson couldn't get a good shot off. The Ducks come the other way on a little bit of a rush chance. Troy Terry hits the crossbar. Kreider feeds Mika for a breakaway. That got stopped. VC with a slot chance from Gaudreau. That got denied. A good pinch by Trouba leads to an extended shift for the fourth line. And the best chance from that line was VC to Gaudreau, who got denied in front. Wheeler couldn't bury a shot in the slot. That was blocked by Lyubushkin. Trocheck goes off for an interference penalty because what are the three guarantees in life? Death, taxes, and Vinny Trocheck taking a penalty every single game. Adam Henrique then ends up, he tries to tip in a shot from Frank Vetrano. Couldn't get enough on that. Lindgren then goes off for a hooking penalty. So all of a sudden the Rangers have their backs against the wall early in this game. VC with the speed, shorthanded, couldn't keep up with the puck. Gaudreau then gets it. He couldn't bury his opportunity there. The Rangers would kill it off, and then naturally the Rangers would let up a goal shortly afterwards because that's just the way things go. And yeah, Layson ends up in the slot, goes by, and it goes by quick. He fires a shot from the slot, goes by quick. Not a good goal to let up if you're Jonathan Quick. Thankfully, that was the only goal of the game, and that was the only bad goal in general, but still not a great goal to let up. Granted, there were a little bit of some bad plays in front of him as well that led to the goal, but more so Jonathan Quick there, who's got to stop that one. But the Rangers, a little bit afterwards, 5 minutes afterwards, Mika off the draw gets it to Chris Kreider, cutting to the net, and he ends up scoring to tie the game up at 1, as yes, even strength success from those two right there to tie the game up at 1. That was a huge goal, especially because it felt like the Rangers were starting to get out of the game a bit. They definitely looked ugly after they took those penalties, and then they get the TV timeout, and all of a sudden they come out of that TV timeout looking a lot better. Terry trips Brodzinski. They don't call anything there. The third line with a good shift. Schneider puts one on goal, almost goes by. Edstrom couldn't get enough on that rebound there. But the Rangers, again, it was an okay period. Like I said, kind of up and down. They played pretty respectfully defensively at points in that period, but they did start to lose it, like I said, after they took those penalties, which was the bigger concern. But the offense, I thought, looked okay, but I still felt they could have given more. I felt like they spent way too much time just possessing the puck and not really getting enough pucks on net, especially with a goalie that has not had the best season. You got to get more pucks to the net, and you got to test that goalie, because the only goals were really coming off of high danger chances throughout this game, and that was a theme going into the chaotic period that we'll talk about coming up. But yeah, I thought they were just okay defensively that period. Like, they played a respectful defensive period. The neutral zone play was okay. Offensively, they were okay. It was just an okay period all around. But for me personally, like, my standards are high with this team. You guys know that if you've been watching the channel long enough. I demand better play against a team like the Anaheim Ducks, but that's just me. I'll take an okay effort out of the first period. The second period, though, just got way too chaotic for my liking. Trouba goes off for a holding penalty because Anaheim had a very, very good effort, a good first shift right out of the gate in that second period. Strome then goes off for a tripping to negate it. Kreider and Fox collide on the play with the 4-on-4. Anaheim comes the other way. Vetrano lost control of the puck, thankfully. And then Edstrom would draw an interference penalty, and he makes a nice pass to Will Coley, who missed the net on that. Then Panarin hits the crossbar as the Rangers continue the cycle, but they get the power play there, and the power play ends. They didn't shoot the puck enough. It's just that simple. They really did not shoot the puck enough, as there was just way too much possession, and that was kind of a theme with this power play tonight. They ended up scoring at one point, yes, but there was definitely way too much possession play on the power play at points, and just not enough getting pucks to the net. Like I said, really needed to start getting better at that. But out of the box, Quick has to make a stop on Gudas, which Gudas was just an absolute clown show in this game, which we'll talk about. Refs then miss a call on Killorn there. He got a chance in front that ends up staying out. I think Lafreniere was the one that cleared it. The Rangers did come the other way. Labushkin goes off for interference. Lafreniere got stopped on the breakaway. And then the Rangers go to work on their power play. And again, not enough pucks on net. Panarin got it to Trocheck, missed wide on the net. You cannot miss that opportunity. You had the wide open cage, Trocheck. You got to bury that. Brodzinski can't stuff it in right as the power play comes to a close. Gaudreau, terrible shift from him here. And then, because Trouba makes a nice little play in the neutral zone, I think it was Gaudreau that coughed the puck up too. Anaheim comes in. Quick has to make a bunch of diving stops. Then the puck was cleared out. Edstrom comes the other way, sets up Trouba. That doesn't go through. But the Rangers would make it 2-1. Blake Wheeler, how about this play from him on the boards? Nice little board battle win from Blake Wheeler. He wins that, sets up Adam Fox, sets up VC coming down the wall, and he ends up tapping it in to make it 2-1. So a nice little play there from Blake Wheeler. Blake Wheeler has now had 2 consistent good games, so hopefully there's something to that. I get it, it's the Ducks, but let's just hope that something consistent builds here from Blake Wheeler. Even though I still have my doubts just because he's age 37, this could just be a little bit of a hot streak, and then we're going to see him hit a cold streak yet again. But I hope I'm wrong. And he ends up just being on fire the rest of the season, because that would solve a lot of problems for this hockey team. But Quick has to make some more huge stops on Killorn. Schneider got walked by him. Jones out of position. Then Gustafsson goes out of position on one. Trouba doesn't help out at all. Leeson ends up firing one. It gets loose, and then Quick, again, makes some big stops. Vakanainen then goes off for a tripping penalty. Mika gets stopped on a 1T, but then still on that power play, Artemi Panarin would set up Chris Kreider for a deflection goal. Adam Fox would get the assist as well, 3-1. And Then the Rangers again just struggled defensively towards the end of that period. The breakouts were horrendous. A lot of terrible breakouts. Trouba just couldn't break the puck out at all. Gustafsson couldn't break the puck out at all. Jones and Mika, terrible breakout attempts from their shift. But thankfully, the Rangers did a good job limiting some of those shots. But I still didn't like that second period when it came to the defense. Offensively, yeah, the Rangers got some good chances. I still felt they could have given more. It's weird. They had 6 high danger chances in that period, and they had 4 in the third period. But I truly felt they played better offensively in the third period. And I felt they did a better job with getting pucks to the net more. But that second period, they had more high danger chances. But again, defensively, they were just not there. There was way too many issues with breaking the puck out of their own end, which has been a thing the entire season, especially Trouba and Gustafsson. I thought they had a very, very rough night, which we'll talk more about later on. And that pair was really the one that struggled with breaking the puck out the most. And I felt the neutral zone play opened up a bit too much. They didn't allow too many odd man rush opportunities, which is something that's at least a positive. A lot of it came off of the breakouts, though. Again, way too many failed breakouts. The third period comes along, though, and the Rangers played a very, very good third period. That's something that you could definitely look at as the biggest positive in this game. They played a very good third period, and I'm proud of the way they played. Like, this is the type of shutdown hockey that you need to play when you're in the playoffs and you have a lead and you want to maintain it. You need to play this type of way. Trouba with a shot loose, and Lafreniere couldn't get the rebound. Coley with a good block. Kaloran goes off for a cross-checking penalty. The power play comes to an end. Kreider denied in the slot. Again, by the way, the power play just not getting enough pucks on net. That was just, again, a big problem for me at points in this one. Even though they got 2 power play goals, I felt like they could have been a bit... I feel like they could have been a bit better on their power plays and more effective. I felt like there was still just too much puck movement on their power plays and not enough just getting pucks in net. Like on one of them, I think it was actually that power play too. Adam Fox had an opportunity to drive to the net and get a shot from the high slot, and instead he just opts to hold the puck and just wait for the reset there. Like, come on, just fire the puck on net and maybe someone could get there for the rebound. But Kreider got a slot chance that got denied. Quick with a good stop on Carlson, who got a look alone. Again, just not great defense there from Gustafsson and Trouba. Not a high danger chance, which was weird, but that was really their only defensive mistake of the period. Fox got denied on a wraparound opportunity. Then you have Radko Gudas again acting like a clown. He waxed Barclay Goodrow earlier on. I think it was the second period. He just WWE slammed him earlier on, and thankfully he got thrown out there. The Rangers got a power play. Kaloran also got a 10-minute misconduct from that one, and the Rangers would make it 4-1, thankfully, putting in the dagger there. Panarin as a badge ad for the one-timer. Thank you, Radko Gudas, for being an absolute clown. Just comedy with that guy. Just comedy. Like, I don't know what he was doing. I can't stand the guy. And I loved everybody in the Garden, including myself, giving him a nice wave on the way to the locker room. It was beautiful. But yeah, Quick has another good stop on Terry. And Gustafsson a little bit questionable there. But towards the end, Barclay Goodrow, a nice setup to EDSTROM for his first NHL goal. Well-deserved with the way that he played. And yeah, that makes it 5-1. And that was your game right there. The third period was easily the best period for the Rangers. They looked good on both sides of the puck. And a lot of it had to do with how much offense it felt like they had. Although their Corsi says otherwise. I felt like they had way more offense going there at even strength. But yeah, that was still their best period of the game. They shut it down defensively, which is definitely the biggest positive that you could take away from that, is that they had the ability to shut it down, which we just have not seen in most games. But second periods like they had in this game cannot happen. That was unacceptable. You look at the metrics from that. You looked at the deserve to win meter after that period. Ugly. But the Rangers, again, they took over that third period, and they had 4.11 expected goals according to Money Puck. In all situations, they had an expected goals against of 2.82. At 5v5, it was 2.24 against and 2.91 goals for. So expected goals for, that is. So yeah, the Rangers were the better team. Would you have liked for them to have dominated Anaheim? Yeah, I would have, but hopefully that this is the type of game that gets them back on track. They go to Boston tomorrow, which is going to be tough. They just had a big shootout win against the Islanders, so, and a hard-fought game for them. So the Rangers should have the edge in tomorrow's game, but anytime they have the edge, it feels like it's just a problem. But I digress. In terms of more positives, Adam Fox had a very good game. That first line, we've been dying for them to give a good effort, especially 5v5. They were up to the task. They look good 5v5 tonight. Jimmy Vesey had a good game. Edstrom had a good game. Lindgren, playing beside Fox, had a respectable effort. That dude, though, was getting bodied a lot. Like, he got lit up too, I think, by Radko, or no, it was Brock McGinn he got lit up by after getting lit up last game by Jake McCabe. Like, he's getting, like, come on. I think Ryan Lindgren had a good game, but at some point, let's go. Like, respond with some physicality of your own here. But Ryan Lindgren, he had a solid effort. The fourth line, I thought they were okay all together. I thought Gaudreau was definitely the worst of that fourth line. I hated how he played defensively. Like, I thought that he really dragged down that fourth line at times. But Pitlick and Vesey definitely did a good job, but good on Gaudreau with the way that he set up that assist, I guess, for Edstrom. Good on him for that. I'll give him credit there. The main concern really with this game, if you want to have any, is the fact that the second line has kind of been invisible 5v5. Like, Lafreniere especially, he had that one good shift in the period where he cleared the puck and where he had the breakaway chance. He looked good on that shift, but outside of that, another invisible night for Lafreniere, which is just very disappointing. Panarin hasn't really been as effective 5v5, and it's just, of course, the first line doing well 5v5. The second line slows down. It's just naturally it is that way, right? Trocheck even not looking the best 5v5. You want a little more effort from those guys 5v5. That's another thing that you could look at. And then in terms of other bad, I mean, Schneider and Jones defensively, another poor effort, but not as bad as that Trouba-Gustafsson pair. If you want a true negative in this game outside of that second period, Trouba and Gustafsson were straight up dog shit tonight. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm not even going to let anybody tell me otherwise. They won the game. It's great. I'm happy they won the game. But if you think Jacob Trouba and Erik Gustafsson played a good effort, more power to you, because they were absolutely horrendous. Again, the breakouts, I wanted to vomit. I wanted to vomit with how garbage they were trying to break the puck out at points in this game. I wanted to vomit with the puck watching, especially from Gustafsson. Like, I don't know what's gotten into Gustafsson's head. He has not been what he was at the beginning of the season lately. Like, he has really been kind of an 800K guy, sadly. And I hope that he doesn't end up being this way for the rest of the way, but just not a good effort at all from Erik Gustafsson. And then, like I said, Jacob Trouba too. Terrible. They need to break that pair up, and I don't understand why they're a pair to begin with. Just because Keandre Miller's out for personal reasons, why do you have to break up that Schneider-Gustafsson pair? Why not just throw Zach Jones up there with Jacob Trouba and call it a day? Like, it just doesn't make a lick of sense to me. Why mess with something that was working? I don't know. I really don't know. That's just me. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, overall, they played a respectable game tonight. So I'm not going to be too mad. The only question mark I have coming out of this game is, could they make it a consistent thing? Because, like everyone says when they lose and people get mad at me because of the way I react, that people tell me it's one game. Well, the same thing could go when they win. It's one game. We got to see it consistently. And again, that's the biggest Achilles heel I feel for this team, is they're an inconsistent group. And hopefully this strings together some consistency for them. So we'll see. Again, not going to be easy when you play Boston. Toronto, I feel like you got to make a big response there. And tomorrow's going to be a very, very big game too, because of the fact that Igor's probably going to get the nod. So you need a bounce back effort from him. And I felt this was a must win, even though people were making this not a must win. Because all of a sudden you lose to the Anaheim Ducks with Jonathan Quick in net too. You're probably in a position where you might lose to the Bruins tomorrow as well. And then all of a sudden it's 3 losses in a row, and you have all of a sudden you have 1 win in your last 5 at that, or your last 6 at that point. That would be a little more that would be scary. That would be scary, but let's hope they could get the win in Boston. Let's hope. But I'm going to get to the chat. Before I do, remember to leave a like if you have not already on the stream. We currently have 16 likes. We have almost 40 of you in here. Let's leave a like if you haven't. Let's also super chat. Well, no, you don't have to super chat. I'm not begging for money. I meant subscribe. Subscribe, though, I will say you should do, because we're on the road to 2K. And also, if you do want to donate / send a super chat, if you do want to join as a member, I would appreciate it, but it is not mandatory, and turn on your notifications as well. I'm going to give a quick shout out to TickPick as well. Please be sure to click the link in the description. If you want to get to the Garden, get to a game, TickPick is the way to go, because there are no fees. That's how I was sitting. I was sitting center ice in the lower bowl tonight, thanks to TickPick and their prices. I got a bargain right there, and they are going to help you save. Link in the description will help you save some money on TickPick. Go ahead and click the link in the description for that there. But let's go ahead and get to the chat and see what you great people have to say about this effort, about this game. Let's see. Quick did look good, yeah. Quick looked good. He dialed in after that goal he let up. Happy for Edstrom. He had a nice shot there. Yep, Edstrom, I really love this game. I thought Edstrom looked like a guy that belongs in the NHL, and he looked so good. Like, I'm going to be pissed off if they don't give him the game against Boston tomorrow, if they don't let him play. Great debut from Edstrom tonight. Hopefully next year he makes the team out of the preseason. I agree. I thought he deserved that extended look he got in the preseason this year, and sure enough, he's one of the first call-ups, and good for him. Good for him. Yeah, Edstrom was great. I don't know about that, Joe Shane train. I don't think they're gonna send. I think they're gonna send Edstrom back to Hartford, unfortunately. But I hope I'm wrong. If he keeps playing like this, you got to keep him up at that point, though. If he wins his way onto a roster spot, like if he has a good game against Boston tomorrow, he's got to win his way onto the roster at that point. VC keeps impressing me. You and I both, Logan. Yeah, VC has been very good. VC has been the saving grace for this bottom 6. This bottom 6 would be in a very tough spot without Jimmy VC, because he's really given the most points. I agree to an extent, Rocco, but you want to see them develop good habits. Like that's always been my thing. You want to see these guys get good habits, because you can't take shifts off. You can't take nights off. You can't take periods off in the playoffs. You just can't. It's going to cost you. And look at what happened against New Jersey. They started to fall asleep at the wheel there against New Jersey and started to play a little too comfortable with that 2-0 series lead. And sure enough, it bit them in the ass. Yeah, a terrible game from the Trouba and Gustafsson pairing. They were terrible. Congrats to Kreider. May Edstrom have many more good games. I agree, Robert. Yeah, they need Miller back. I hope everything's okay with them. It's interesting. He was back at practice, but is still out for personal reasons. I'm really confused, and I hope everything's okay with him. Yeah, Igor's going to have a big test. Yeah, Schneider and Jones were not great. Schneider and Jones were not great. Yeah, I didn't like Panarin's game that much tonight. Passed up way too many shots, I felt, as well. Let's say. Um, Dang, there's a lot going on in chat right now. Sorry if I skip your comment. You feel it's important, just re-comment it. I just want to get through things. Third period was definitely our best. We took over that period and we limited them to 0 high danger chances. We want to start seeing them have more of these kind of periods. Yeah, exactly. And again, it's never going to be perfect the whole way through. It's unrealistic for a team to allow 0 high danger chances every single period for a full 60, but you want to at least see them develop good habits where they're limiting it to, like 3 at most in periods. You'd like it to be less, obviously, but 3 at most, I feel like is a safe number. And yeah, I think that's a fair number to ask for. 3 and under if you can. 3 and under, especially in third periods when you have the lead, you need to shut things down. And be able to hold the leads, especially come playoff time. I don't think they really need Goudreau, Joe, Shane, Train, but we could agree to disagree there. I don't see any intangibles with Barkley Goudreau. I'm sorry, but I don't see it. I didn't see anything that he did tonight that really stood out outside of the assist to Adam Edstrom. If you guys want to enlighten me on what I missed, maybe not seeing it in the arena as well, please enlighten me. But I didn't really like anything Goudreau brought to the table tonight. I thought if anything, he had a poor game outside of the assist. Quick's not going to get back-to-back games. If it was 2 home games, maybe, but he's not going to get a home and road start. It's unrealistic. Cough at the second line will come around. They were eventually going to come back down to earth, but yeah, definitely have to pick up their play. Good job by the first line stepping up, though. I agree, Matt. That's a big thing, as at least guys are stepping up when they're not producing, which was one of our bigger concerns earlier on in the year. And yeah, maybe Phil Peedle should go back on that line when he's healthy. Nicole, I'm asking for the same thing for the Rangers to play a good defensive effort. I thought Edstrom was very good. I thought he looked very comfortable and didn't look out of place one bit tonight. Loved what he did. Loved his effort. Agree. Igor needs to. His rebound control has been his biggest Achilles heel outside of the high glove. Outside of the high glove, the rebound control has been tough for him. Yeah, Goudreau. Wheeler was good on the boards in this game. Wheeler's had now 2 good games in a row. Like I said, hopefully this he picks us up. Thought Wheeler was very involved tonight on the boards. He started the play on the Kreider first goal in VCs. Yeah, I mentioned that before. He did a lot good tonight. I got to give Wheeler credit when it's due, because I do get. I'm very critical of Blake Wheeler, and credit to him. He's been a lot better lately. Yeah, I would agree with you, Joe, about Lindgren. How even then, like I've been saying, I think he's took a step back with his play this year, and now he's just getting lit up nonstop, and he's not even really responding. It's a little concerning, to be honest. I don't know if he's trying to play a more safe game or what, but it's a bit weird. Yeah, Gustafson has not played good since Fox has come back, and it's odd because he's in a lesser role, but I really don't think I really don't think at all he's been great. I don't know what's going on with them. Do you think we would have won this game with Igor in goal? I mean, maybe, maybe it would have been. might have been a little bit closer. It's so weird to say that, even, right? Like, how if Igor was in goal, it would have been a closer game. It's a bit weird to say, but yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunately the truth right now. Unfortunately, the truth. And yeah, Gustafsson is with the wrong pairing. He needs to be playing with Braden Schneider on that third pair. He needs to get his minutes sheltered even more. And again, I don't understand why, just because Miller's out, why he's obligated to get second pair minutes. Like, why break up that third pair? It just doesn't make sense to me. Clearly, there was a comfortability factor with him playing on the third pair, but I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. But we've been going for a half hour. I'm sorry to keep it a little bit shorter tonight. I'm definitely a little tired after the game, but I really do appreciate everybody that did stop by. I think this was at least a decent post-game show. But yeah, let me know in the comments too, if you're watching on replay, your thoughts on the game. Would love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. And I appreciate all of you. You guys have been killing it with the support this year. And yeah, let's hope they could make this 2 in a row. I will be on Ice Cold Takes tomorrow, by the way. Go check out Joey's podcast around 2:15, 2:30 tomorrow. I'll be live with him and C-Jet, so go check it out there on the Ice Cold Takes YouTube channel. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. Let's go, Rangers.